Good morning. Eric and I are on our way to Charlemont, Massachusetts, where my brother has recently opened a tap room. He owns a brewery called Dirt Church Brewing in Vermont, and recently they just expanded with this tap room, which is about an hour and a half away from us, and we haven't seen it yet. They've been open for just a few months. So we're gonna take a ride, check out the new place, say hi to everybody. My nephews will be there, which is great. And I think my son Zach is also going to drive down from New Hampshire to join us if everything works out scheduling wise. So fingers crossed. And on our way, we are going to stop at one or two antique stores just to kind of, mix it up and see what's what. I hope you'll join us. Such a perfect day to take a drive up to Massachusetts. And here's our first antique store. Just walking by, it looks pretty good, just gazing in the windows. This store is called Whitney Hill Antiques and Collectibles. So let's see what it's like inside. This Blue Heaven Berry Bowl is only $5, but it's very faded. Nice set though. These glasses are so interesting. Check out the fabulous pattern on these. I also love that they're in a holder and there's so many of them. It looks like a set of 8. Oof, $110. This book looks fantastic. This set is really pretty. Want to get a sense of who made this. Let's see what we have. Teapot, 8 cups, 8 saucers, 17 pieces. I see 386, but I don't know if that's the price or if that's like some kind of vendor number. These were made in Sweden and they're hand painted. However much they are, they're gorgeous. I'm absolutely in love with this bowl with the beautiful birds on it. And as a surprise to no one, it was made in Limoges, France. I'm wondering how much this is. $30 seems like a fair price, but it doesn't match anything I own. This is also a very pretty teapot. This one was made in Bavaria, $23. This game is completely adorable. The Little Red Schoolhouse game, $75 on this. The tag says it's rare. I haven't heard of it, that's for sure. And it was made by Parker Brothers in 1952. These bowls are very pretty. I like the flower detail on these. Let's see who the maker is. These were made by John Maddock and Sons in England. Very pretty. I love the Shelley sets. I don't often see so many pieces all together. They make quite an impact. Oh, I wasn't expecting to find some Portmeirion mugs. These are interesting and only $5 each. Okay, I have to admit, I don't know much about Robert Burns. I wonder if these are characters from his writings. This plate is $5, has a little chip, but it's very interesting. This is a beautiful reticulated bowl with this portrait in the middle. This piece was made in Germany and it's $7. It really is attractive. I was very interested in this cup and saucer until I saw the spider and now I'm running away. These are very pretty, $18 for 4 of these plates. I've never heard of calyx ware, and they were made by Adams in England. They're very pretty. Here we have a really interesting advertising piece for Freikoffer's bread. Looks like it's kind of a cardboardy material, $35 for this piece. And we're checking out this tray. It's like a souvenir tray from Connecticut. We don't often see this in Connecticut, so we're a little bit intrigued. I also love trays with black backgrounds. This is $18, so we'll have to think about it, except maybe not because it's 50% off. This is a cute set, $135 for the green plaid dishware made in the 1950s. There's lots of pieces here. There's no marking that I can see, but it's a very charming set. I'm checking out all the little teacups and saucers on the shelf above it. There's a lot going on here. This is Queen's bone china made in England. Lots of bows and flowers happening here. And of course, some really beautiful classic blue and white china. This is a really interesting mug. It looks like it's a bit of heraldry, like they're about to have a joust or something. It's got a medieval sense. And I was surprised to see this is made in Limoges, France. $18 for this. I guess it's based on some kind of tapestry. All right, now we're heading upstairs to see what other kinds of things they have. We had this exact edition of Twister when I was a kid. This is bringing me back. They want $10 for this game. We've got lots of Bobbsey twins happening here. I like this Queen Elizabeth Jubilee cup from 1977. They want $10 for this. This picture is really beautiful. I want to get a closer look at it. Such a gorgeous glossy finish, and the colors are very attractive. And yeah, I like the berries. This is $110. It says, I think it was made by Owens, which I'm not familiar with. And here's a smaller version of the same kind of thing. You know, it looks like it says Owens on it. And this little pitcher is $38. That's a nice piece as well for $30. Wine holder, it says. This thistleware sells really well for me when I come across it. This is a really nice one. This is $20, which seems like a pretty much going rate price. They've got another one over here as well. There's some interesting things over here, like the shamrock teapot. It's very attractive. I love basket weave. I love shamrocks. The green handle's nice. $25 for this. Very pretty. I like the rooster next to it and the chicken on the other side. I really like this wooden tray, and even the handles are good. I wonder what they want for it. $65, that's too much for me. I like this pitcher and basin. It's an unusual pattern. Wow, they want $280 for this. Good luck with that. They say it's rare. I believe them. This is a beautiful plate. Or they're saying it's a platter. This is $8. It is lovely and incredibly heavy. I'm thinking it might be Limoges. Yep, it is, but I know for sure Eric is not going to be into shipping this guy, so I'm going to put it back. All right, we're on to the next store. Antique Revival. Wonder what they've got going on in this place. have some pretty earrings here, and the prices are pretty good. Wide selection. And there's more on the stand right next to it. We have some more Bobbsey twins. And to the right, there are even more still. They're following us today. This is an interesting covered dish, $28. Has an interesting shape to it. Trying to see the maker, OP Company, China. Not familiar with that. It does have a French look about it though. I'm also really liking these plates. I love the shape of them, and the colors are really nice as well. This was made in Germany. Eglantine, very pretty set, $5 each. I like these teacups and saucers. No marking on the bottom and no marking on the saucer either, so it's a little bit of a mystery to me. I didn't Google them, so I'm not sure. And these are also interesting because they say Theodore Haviland, who is usually associated with Limoges pieces, but this says New York and made in America, so I wonder if this was some kind of collaboration. They're very beautiful cups and saucers. All right, now we're going to check out Sweet Phoenix. This store is very promising. I really like this chair. It has a great shape and look about it. But let's see what they have inside. This tea set is really interesting. I'm impressed by all of these bits and pieces that are in relief. I can't imagine that they haven't broken off or chipped off. $45 for the set. It really is pretty. They have a great look. I'm also really loving this book, New England Bygones. This is right up my alley. They want $50 for it. I don't think I feel like paying $50, but it doesn't cost me anything to look through it. There are some really great illustrations. This book has a look of the late 1800s to it, and I'm really enjoying going through it. Yeah, it's a beautiful book. But again, I don't feel like paying $50 today, so yep, 1882. Very nice. This is a great bag. I love the caned effect in the front, and it actually is a backpack as well as a shoulder bag. All right, we're off to the next store. Well, this is already promising just from the outside. What a pretty building, and lots of interesting things to check out on the outside of the store, which makes me think that the inside should be even better. Check out this old carriage. It looks like something Ma Ingalls would have ridden in. Let's go inside and see what we have. This is a really interesting space. It has kind of an early American look about it. And I would imagine this is a combination of old pieces and newer, well-done reproductions. But here we have a Bleak set. This little picture is $35. Very pretty. And these tulips are incredibly realistic looking. They're $12.99 each, and they really just have a great look about them. I'm looking all around this store. There is so much to take in. I like this dog statue. Such an interesting combination of things. I like the way this hutch is displayed. And there's lots of little things here. I want to get a little bit closer to the old stove. That is awesome. Oh, this poor beaver. Don't know what happened to this poor guy. He is not happy. He's also $425. I see some duck decoys and a little bit of copper, and definitely lots of interesting kerosene lamps. The outside also has a combination of old and new. I like the garden arches and trellises. There's also some old gardening equipment out here, shovels and rakes and things. Okay, we're here. I'm checking out the grounds a little bit before we go into Dirt Church Brewing. This is the tap room section of it in Charlemont, Massachusetts. Let's see it. This is my younger brother, Bruce, manning the bar, and my nephew, Burke, is there on the far left. Zach did make it to join us today, and here is a not very flattering picture of the three of us. And best part, the cousins all together, Burke on the left, Zach in the middle, Fletcher on the right. They haven't seen each other in so long. It was a great day. It was a long day, but everybody had a great time. We had such a great time checking out all the little antique stores on the way. There were so many pretty ones, and it was just fun to check out all of their inventory. I wasn't there to resell. I was just there to look around and collect. It was really just meant to be kind of a vacation day kind of situation. However, I did find two things that I am going to resell, and they are these beautiful, they need to be washed, of course, these beautiful Port Marion mugs. Now, I have a kind of a big collection of these. They were my mother's, and I'm keeping mine, but these were not my mother's, and they resell pretty well. The prices are not on these. Oh, no, got them. $5. $5 each. So I picked these up, and these comp pretty well on eBay. Port Marion is very hard, for me, at least where I live, very hard to find out in the wild. So finding these was exciting. And, I'm not gonna make a massive profit, but there is some money on the table. And I also like to just have some pretty and fun pieces in my store. Wilson is clearly outraged by this strategy. Can you hear him barking upstairs? He does not like all the road construction that's been going on today, and he wants to express his very strong feelings about it. On a very interesting note, Eric bought something. Eric almost never buys anything. He's very particular, but he was so excited when he found this game of flinch. This is being held together by a little bit of rope. He played this game as a child and was so excited to see it. He immediately stopped everything he was doing to count all of the cards to make sure they were all there. Let me show you some of the cards. This is, what they look like. Just have some numbers and things on them. All the cards were there. Here's the inside. It's a little Parker Brothers game. And he is dying to play this. I guess you need preferably a couple of people to play this. So at some point, we'll definitely check it out. I had thought it was a game that I had played as a child, but I was confusing it with a different one. So not flinch. And I'm wondering if this has a price on it. It doesn't. But, oh, no, wait, I lie. No, this is the original price. Originally, this was $2.39. He paid more than that for it, but honestly, I don't think he paid that much more for it. But I love it when Eric picks up things because, like I said, it's so rare, and it's interesting to see what he gravitates towards. So this was his pick for the day. I bought this very pretty vintage bracelet. It was nothing super special. I think it was about $5. I'm so sorry I don't have the prices. The owners, when they wrapped things, which was kind, put everything together and removed the prices, and we had receipts, but I think Eric has those. I don't know. But anyway, very pretty little bangle bracelet, just a super fun summer piece. I didn't used to like wearing bangles when I worked as an administrator in education because I was always at my keyboard and I didn't like when the bangle would bang against the table as I typed. It was just irritating. But now my life is a lot different and the bangles are definitely representing. We bought 3 bouquets of faux tulips because we thought they had a very pretty, realistic look. and were nice colors. They weren't super cheap. They were $12.99 each, but we thought it was worth it because they have such a great look, and we figured we could put them together in bouquets or just separately in bouquets, and I'm sure the cats will be tempted by them, but if they happen to chew the leaves or the petals or, get into any kind of mischief, at least these flowers will for sure not make them sick, and that's a plus. We found this great old tray. It's like a little tourist tray or a souvenir tray of the state of Connecticut. And it has some landmarks here, the state capitol in Hartford, which is a beautiful building. On the Charter Oak Bridge and New London with big ships. There's a very large maritime industry in New London. Harkness Tower, which I've never been to, I really should. Nathan Hale Schoolhouse, and an old whaling ship, which is part of our heritage here in Connecticut. So we thought this was a great little tray. I think this is going to end up in the barn. For the life of me, I can't remember what we paid for this guy. It's definitely under $20, but we thought it had a really fun look. And neither of us had ever seen like a souvenir tray of the state of Connecticut before. So we thought it was something a little different. We also really enjoy collecting things that are representative of Connecticut history. So this is nice in that regard as well. So I just wanted to take a minute and show you how this bag looks on. It looks really pretty, just as a shoulder bag, if I want to have that option. Let me see, can I drop this a little more? Yep, I think it looks really nice, just like this. However, if I want to do the crossbody thing, it's a great option. And I can just put it on the back like this. And of course, if I ever wanted to use this traveling, I could also opt to keep it in the front so I don't have to worry about, God forbid, some pickpockets or theft or other kinds of shenanigans that nobody wants to deal with when traveling. So lots of cool little options for this bag. Oh, I didn't tell you, I paid $30 for this bag. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. I just popped these tulips in this 5-pointed tulip vase that I recently picked up at the shops at Marlborough Barn. I love this vase very much. I always wanted one. And of course, these tulips would look prettier in the vase if I cut them a little bit shorter so that the leaves hit the tops of the pointed fingers, but I don't want to do that because there might be some arrangements where there's a benefit to having the longer stems. So not perfect, but definitely good. And I think that looks beautiful. As an added bonus, I have this up nice and high away from naughty kitties. Speaking of naughty kitties, if you're wondering what they're up to right now, this is their lounge on the bed time. They love to sleep on the bed, and Iris, of course, loves to have her tummy rubbed. And they like to lounge up here in the late morning, early afternoon. This is definitely their chill time. And although I do recognize that they look very cute right now, I also have to tell you, they're not always the prettiest of sleepers. Sometimes when they're sleeping, they look, well, a little more dead than alive. Let me show you what I mean. Here's my girl Iris. She's definitely very comfortable, and she also doesn't look, I would say not super like cozy and demure, more like she's been, I don't know, dragged by something. She's she's happy, she's content, she's sleeping deeply, but she's on the messy side. And here is her little brother, Indy. Not looking quite as rough, but definitely not his usual pretty, perky self. Of course, who am I to speak? I don't look astonishingly beautiful when I sleep either. And here is the last one of Iris. Again, she loves to sprawl out. She's like all limbs and matted down hair when she sleeps. And then she wakes up and she looks at me with her big blue eyes, and she's a princess all over again. I'll tell you, the two of them are never a dull moment. Good morning. I'm a little bit early for my nephew's birthday party, so I thought I would take this moment to talk with you a little bit and offer to share a little bit of information about Dirt Church Brewing, my brother's brewery in Vermont. You saw the taste room in Charlemont, Mass, but his brewery is actually in Vermont, and it hasn't been around for all that long. And it involves an old historic building, so definitely connects with some of the themes of this channel. Now, I totally understand that some of you are really here for thrifting and haul information, and so this segment might not be for you. And if that's the case, then I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time to focus on thrifting. However, if you'd like to hear a little bit more, stay with me. I'm going to take the next 5 to no more than 10 minutes to tell you a little bit about it. Okay, so here's the story about Dirt Church Brewing. For years, my brother Bruce and his friend Brian got together on weekends to do some home brewing with a brewery kit Bruce had received as a gift. What started out as a hobby became more intensive, with Bruce eventually growing his own hops in his backyard. For a while, he even worked part-time at a local brewery to learn more about how the process works on a larger scale. In September 2020, Bruce purchased a small piece of property in East Haven, Vermont, near Burke Mountain in the Northeast Kingdom. The property included a beautiful old church, a former grange hall in bad repair, and 2 small carriage houses in rough shape. The church had been known as East Haven United Methodist Church and was discontinued as a church in 2013 after 130 years of service, mostly due to declining population. The congregation opted to consolidate into another building they owned in a nearby town. The Grange Hall wasn't old or original to the property. The building had burned down long ago, and a poorly designed and unsightly apartment building had been put up in its place. It was really in appalling condition. They ultimately tore it down and built a new brew house in its footprint. Bruce and his partner Anna did much of the work themselves, which was a huge undertaking. They also purchased the necessary brewing equipment, of course, and hired some staff members. They designed the interior of the brew house and built a custom bar. They created outdoor seating for the warmer months. It definitely reflects their personality, and it's a really fun place to visit. The brewery officially opened on July 4th, 2021 under the name Dirt Church. Of course, this was a nod to the beautiful old church on the property, as well as a reference to the kinds of outdoor activities that bring people together, often on Sunday mornings, like mountain biking, hiking, and skiing. Bruce and Anna pride themselves on their craft beer, of course, first and foremost, but they also have a small food menu, host local bands and food trucks, and coordinate all kinds of really interesting special events. Their spaces are designed to be family-friendly and dog-friendly, so basically it's a fun gathering place for everyone. As their business has grown, they built a party barn that can be rented out for weddings and other events. They've developed some great merchandise for sale. In fact, if you watch my vlogs on a regular basis, you may have seen Eric wearing one of his many Dirt Church t-shirts and hats. He has like a whole wardrobe full of them. Bruce and Anna also distribute their beer to nearby stores in Vermont and Massachusetts. On March 22nd, 2024, they publicly announced the opening of a new tap room in Charlemont, Massachusetts. Being a good sister, I was eager to check it out, which I showed you in my earlier video footage. So that's the story. If you find yourself in East Haven, Vermont or Charlemont, Mass, please tell Bruce and Anna that I said hello. You can also follow them on Facebook if you'd like to learn more. I'll include their info in my video description. Incidentally, after hearing about all of this information, if you're inclined to think of my brother as an entrepreneur or a small business owner, that's fine. Just know that to me, he'll always be my stinky little brother. Cootie touch, no backsies. So that's what I have for you today. Not a huge haul, but I'm very happy with my purchases. And honestly, I'm getting to a point now where, even if I don't buy anything for myself, it's so fun just to look. I love spending time in thrift stores and antique stores and flea markets and all the places. I love to see what's out there. I'm always interested in pricing strategies. I'm always interested in how things are styled. I enjoy spending time with other people who enjoy old things. I feel very fortunate that Eric and I have that in common, because if we ever have a little bit of spare time to take a day trip or to do something interesting, the both of us are always up for some kind of vintage or antique adventure, and it's a lot of fun. So wherever you are and whatever you're doing, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.